Okay, so first of all, if you read the title, yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys behind the scenes of how this is built. So over here, this is completely useless. I never really I originally had this but back then I was new to the build mode and I did not know how to use this. I didn't even know what linking was back then. Over here, this is a badge for Awoken. It's an old badge that doesn't exist anymore. So the green vial, like that prototype NPC where like you have to shoot it with the gun and then it drops an item that you pick. Well, yeah, it used to drop the green vial instead of the green vial being here. It used to be in this corner. And then when you spawned it, you would also get this badge. The badge was up for a very long time, but eventually I just deleted it. The main reason was because back then I was against doing no enemy on any level. So so he was always there and it was hard like surviving this guy and this guy because like it only stops him for 20 seconds. And 20 seconds is enough to grab the green vial, place it, and get the wrench and use it. So yeah, I deleted that, and sadly the badge is no longer available. Over here we have this area. This is what connects to over here. We also have this thing, this which spawns it. But since I picked this item, this one, well, it keeps playing. It plays over and over. If it, if I ever, if this one needs. I need to press that. That setting will stay on for some time. Over here we have where William Afton
Purple guy!
spawns. Uh, and then it's kind of attached to the wall. This wall, which I'll get to later. But I never thought actually. But when I was creating it, I didn't. For some reason, I thought no one will ever see back here. But now I think of it, he has to be let out. So, and I can't just teleport him in because then, well, he can't just walk through the door or anything. But anyway, this over here is obviously where you put the 6 ammo, and then it obviously opens the door. And over here we have the yellow lock. There's a pink vial for this. And then we have scissors, grass. Originally it would give you this badge, finding the button. Actually I think it still does it. But now it's not really that. It's pretty easy to get since you need the hammer. You can find the hammer by going here. Originally the hammer was accessible from I think not up here, but I think it was accessible from one of the rooms in this ship area. Okay, so I was thinking about it, and while editing, I realized I don't think it was accessible to the ship. It was actually well, first of all, one thing I forgot to explain during the video. This door wasn't here originally. It was just like blocked there. And as I was saying, the hammer actually wasn't in there. It was in a whole different spot. The button badge actually I added before it was made even more easy because the button was originally um, under a slab, but I never figured out how to make it touchable through the slab. But the hammer, back to the point, the hammer was somewhere else. I think it was yeah, the hammer was in here, which back then was hard because of mouse speed. But then I moved it to a different spot, which still wasn't hard, but still, just wanted to point that out. But then I changed it, and that was before like the map was even like finished, like I was originally. And well, actually, no, I couldn't be because I didn't figure out how to use badges until like around the time I finished chapter 2. So yeah, because chapter 2 came out, and then I took a long pause before making chapter 3. I mean, I didn't really, but like it felt like a long pause, and I did like everything like an event over here where it was like hold on. It was from Escape Madness, and Rise and Shine was another room. It was before I finished the secret ending in chapter 2. Originally, there was a little bit something a little bit different for the chapter 2 area, and you would get something else, and you would get a badge before I finished. Anyway, oh right, over here we have the music thing. Over here we have which plays the music the whole time. We have the Sentinels. This room, let me think. This room, um, you may think, you might be thinking that this was originally gonna be exit. Um, but no, this was actually the exit. And then I had this room right here, and then I think either I did it or another friend helped me, and we finished it. I think it might have been Rain friend. We worked together and helped and did this, I think, or maybe it's just me. Over here, the ammo used to be around this gun instead, but the room was a little bit too small, so we decided, or not we, I decided to move it over here. Also, back then the room looked way different. We had right here instead, um, we had we had this vault door, where I did before I even introduced this map to anyone. In here, they had a big door behind it. There's acid under here, and you would have to like step on the grass. I tried to place a plank, but I didn't know how the plank thing worked back then either. And then you would enter here, and then we had this thing, which again, as I told you, I didn't know how it worked, so I just gave up on that and tried starting something new. The acid was still under this, and then it did not work. Eventually, I changed it, but I picked the wrong block and picked no clip block, so every time I spawned, I would just keep falling through like this. Actually, back then, no one really played my build mode. I think the first friend I made on Roblox that played this was this guy. This guy, yeah, he was one of my best friends. He no, it wasn't Rain friend. Actually, I don't think I made was friends with Rain friend back then. Maybe I was, but this guy was the one who helped me, or at least he helped me with the decorations in this room. He was my best friend. But when I was about to finish the secret ending, he went away for a long time. And then around the time I finished the secret ending, actually no, around the time I started chapter 3, he came back. He told me he was busy. I forgot with a family member. I forgot which one. Uh, and then we talked for for like a minute or so. Then he disappeared and he hasn't returned ever again, or at least that I know of. But yeah, he was the one who helped me with the decoration in this room. Maybe in this room, but I don't know for sure. Um. Oh yeah, we have this. This purple area will be helpful for later, but I'm not gonna show you guys that. That will be for later. Mimi, so here get the save coin. There's originally the secret ending was a lot different. This wasn't here. It was just this was pulled by a lever somewhere, I think. And then we had this. Yeah, all this, everything else was the same, but this beginning part was different. It was just an entrance room. Where actually no, I think this you had to still was here, but it opened this instead of opening this door and then the code. Yeah, because I remember originally this wasn't here. Oh, the white safe. This originally also wasn't here. This was newer for the it was for the secret update. This I never for sure. Actually, no, I don't remember for sure. It was either Rain Friend or that other guy I showed you earlier. I think that's about it. Over here, the reason it's X, I tried to make the ritual star, but it was hard with blocks. Also, back then I didn't really know how to do it, especially with blocks. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, also, yeah, we originally had Mousy in the vents, but I never figured out how to make the NPC work correctly. And now it's too late since I already recorded the video and I don't know how many people watched it. I just checked up on it. It was 87 views. Originally, we had a plant here. Actually, not originally. This was actually a kind of late design. But then it got Mousy stuck, so we deleted it. Originally, we had a lot of Mousies because we thought maybe more Mousies, or I thought maybe more Mousies would help it do better, but it never did. So, anyways, yeah, I think that's basically it. Next video I'll do on this is either gonna be I'm trying to do music videos on this, but I mostly want singing, so I'm gonna have to get better at the singing part of it, or a behind the scenes of chapter 2, or maybe even a like facts about my series, since some things are changed and other things about the original Piggy story are changed and other things are the same. So yeah, expect those videos coming soon. Anyways, bye.